Well, today's an exciting day. The new Paramotor's arrived. The time of self-isolation has been spent putting together my newest Paramotor. So this is the new version for 2020. This is the Kanguk Phoenix K2, and I've got a brand new Moster 185. This is the MY20. They've made some improvements this year. I'm sure you guys are aware. We've got the joint in the muffler, which should help with the vibration. They put in a new brass ring in the mount there with 4 springs now instead of the 3. So I'm curious to see how this baby is gonna perform. If you haven't seen it yet, tune into the video. There's a link up in the top here that talks about some of the work that we've done with Kanguk to try and help make some improvements based on some suggestions that we had. And I really want to give a shout out to them because they've responded and they changed their whole lineup of cage options to now offer this in all of their frames. And so I think this is a marked improvement over in addressing some of the problems with the gaps that were in the frames. And now I think that this is a sleek setup. Like, these new Phoenix frames, they're so nice. So there have been some questions about how much does a Paramotor weigh. So I'm gonna go through, got a lineup of Paramotors that we're just gonna give you the real deal, see what they weigh. We've got some just the frame itself. We got some with no fuel. We've got different amounts of fuel. Another one with a reserve on it. So we're gonna walk you through that. Have a look. So if any of you are watching some of the online social media feeds about these frames, you'll see that some of the issues that have been brought up is this space that is in the cages. I think we all know better to not ground start anyway. There has been some concern, and what I did talk about in that video was that brake handles have the potential to go through here. My experience of it was that happened because of pilot error. But when I brought this up to Kanguk, they listened to the concerns. They've came up with an answer to every one of their frame sections. So this is kind of what the original frame design looked like. And I'm going to just put on the new top section and we'll show you the difference. Here we go. See, there you have it. So it's as simple as just replacing the top section of the cage. And you see how the new design is filled in this area of concern. So they've done this with all of their frame configurations. So let's have a look. This one is the Viking. This one is the Kanguk Classic 146 frame. This one has the double hoop. And this one is the new Phoenix K2 for 2020. And this one is called the X Lite, or the extra light frame. This one we haven't yet got a motor mounted on, but I'm considering either doing the Viterazzi 185 or the Atom 80. We'll see. On that note, a lot of questions get asked about the weight. What are the weight of these things? So I'm going to go through and weigh each one of these, and we'll give you the real deal on the weights of these different motors and frames. Okay, the first one we got, X-Lite frame with no motor, but with a harness, gas tank, everything but the motor. Weight is 23 pounds. 23 pounds, just the X-Lite frame. Okay, the next one, this is my new motor for this year. It's the Phoenix K2. Now to qualify, it's fully set up as if you were gonna fly, and we have 6 liters of fuel on board. So this is what it would typically be to go out and do, say, an hour flight. So let's see what it weighs. Okay, there we go. So we are at 69 pounds. Okay, this is the Kanguk Classic. So this is the 146 centimeter double hoop with the Moster 185. We have about 2 liters of fuel on board. So this would be as if you're going to fly it for a short time. It's not a whole lot of fuel. And we're weighing in at 67 pounds. Okay, this is the Kanguk Viking, 146 centimeters with a Pellini 190. We have about 4.5 liters of fuel. We have a reserve and ready to fly. And this one weighs in at 82 pounds. So that's 82 pounds with fuel on board and a reserve with a Pellini 190. So there, that gives you some of the weight variations depending on your way that you're set up, but that'll give you just a ballpark of what you're looking at carrying. But the purpose of today was basically just to come out and we're gonna just do the break-in procedure for the motor. So with that, it takes a couple of hours if you do it properly. So you gotta let it warm up, and then you run it through 15-minute intervals of different RPMs. And then very soon we are going to be doing some of the first flights. So stay tuned for that.